I guess I felt lonely. Human.
How many more times are you going to be human?
Now that I'm here, it's just not the same.
So, I mean, I do want to say, like, I did know this.
It's funny because I don't really understand Jessica. So this whole time she knew that Juan had cheated on her and they'd had a conversation about it, but never once wanted to tell her friend that, hey, he admitted it and we spoke about it and we decided to still keep pushing for the relationship. So instead of telling her friend, she allows her friend to interrogate her man, the man that she wants to be with, the father of her most recent child. Why would you want to do that? That is wild to me. Especially if your friend is like your closest person in your life. Why don't you just tell them? You know, and therefore, if she still wants to. Apologies, a bit of a throat thing there. So, and therefore, if the friend still wants to ask him questions, at least you can ask him questions on the correct information or the updated information. And then she could have been like, so, you obviously cheated on my friend, and I just hope you never do it again because I don't want to hurt. Something like that. Simple as 1, 2, 3. She probably would have done it a bit more differently, you know what I mean? But instead, the friend is out here asking a question that one's already admitted to behind closed doors. It's a wild situation because Jessica didn't want to say anything. But anyway, we continue.
It's something that we decided to work through. I was as well. I found myself kind of catching feelings for like an ex-boyfriend, but they were never anything that I acted on. And we're both feeling distance. He even asked me about that guy. Like, you have feelings for this guy. I mean, who was your ex-boyfriend? What?
What? I mean, this situation obviously could have been avoided if Jessica had obviously already spoken to one beforehand. So if Jessica spoke to a friend beforehand, but now, of course, you know, he's now finding out that the person that she was speaking to was an ex, which of course can definitely sting a whole lot because you know that if somebody's speaking to an ex, you know that emotion is involved behind it, not physicality. Do you see what I'm saying? It's not a case where she just saw a guy, she thought, oh, he was hot, whatever. It's a case she was like, oh, let me go somewhere that I'm familiar with. But the good thing is she didn't sleep with ex, you know? She obviously had a conversation with him. They met up in her home without the kids. But she didn't sleep with him.
Yeah.
Leave her and she say nothing ever happened. But what I didn't know is that the guy she was talking to was her ex-boyfriend. If you're talking to a random person, that's like a physical attraction. But if you're talking to an ex-boyfriend, we're talking like an emotion attraction.
No lies told. No lies told in any shape or form. But I think in this situation, based on the information that's being given here, what one did was far worse, purely because he actually fully slept with someone. She literally had a moment of vulnerability. She confided in, I guess, an ex. They obviously, you know, things kind of came up, but then she decided to nip it in the bud because she realized that that's not what she wants. And she wants to be with Juan. And if they're going to make things worse, if they're going to make things work, they're not going to do it by doing tick for tack. You know what I mean? Two wrongs don't make a right. So she obviously made the right choice. But at the same time, though.
But I mean, I never acted on anything. Ever.
Came to your house?
I mean, it was probably like evening.
Were the kids around?
No.
So the thing is, though, with that information at hand, though, you are going to be thinking, really? I mean, to be honest with you, this is when you can argue and say maybe it's insecurity that's going to come in or paranoia, whatever you want to call it. But the matter of fact is, it's going to be very hard to believe that your partner, that your person was at their home with their ex, along with other kids, and nothing happened. Obviously, it doesn't mean that anything happened. It's just going to be hard to believe that something didn't happen. I mean, listen, there's a chance that he may have tried to give her a cuddle, and maybe try to give her a kiss, or maybe they did start a kiss, and then she pushed him off. And then obviously after pushing him off and pushing him away, that's when she said, okay, no, this can't go any further. But then at the same time, I guess maybe at the same time, you'd expect her to tell the full truth if she's going to tell a part of the truth. You never really know these type of situations. It's a madness.
Kind of being a hypocrite because I forgave him easily, and I feel like what he did was pretty severe. He's trying to maybe level the playing field and make it seem like...
You know, at first I was like, maybe he's trying to level the playing field, but it's not even the case. I just think at the end of the day, he thought that this woman was never going to necessarily do him wrong. So obviously his ego's kind of been damaged in this situation. you know, and he's found out that she has the ability to go to go elsewhere. But obviously, at the same time, though, when you do find it's an ex, it does make it a whole lot different. Definitely makes it different. But to be honest with you, the fact that, well, given that what she's saying is true, the fact that she decided to not do anything with the ex and realize that this isn't what she wants, that would have given her confirmation that whatever feelings she had for her ex aren't actually there anymore. You know, she probably thought they were there at a moment of weakness, but in that moment of weakness, she had the strength to say no. So therefore, that means that, if anything, that gives you confirmation and clarity that she's at least over that person now completely. Or over that person enough to not want to touch him. You see what I'm saying? Given the fact that she didn't touch him. That one will always be left as a little bit of a, ooh, because the setting is a bit funky. But like I said before, just because she had him around the house, it doesn't mean they did anything. But the fact that she was in that position, crazy work.
I didn't expect that Jessica will lie to me. Clearly, there's a lot of issues we need to work on before we get married.
And this is another thing, Ronnie. Obviously, he generally didn't think that she'd ever lie to him, you know. So now he's obviously upset about it. I mean, listen, what's happened has happened, and what can you do about it? That's the honest truth, isn't it, really and truly? But nonetheless, though, let me know your thoughts down below in the comment section and we'll talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and of course, peace.